Yeah.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever the hell you guys are located. My name is Al Ditton. I'm with Underground Noise Webzine. This is Webisode number 41. Please hit that subscribe button, like it, share it with your friends. I would really appreciate it. Tonight, my guest comes from Kansas in the town Wichita, named Ted Batt from the band Saprogenous. Welcome, Ted. How's it going tonight, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I've just been hanging out with my family for Father's Day and just relaxing.
That's really cool. I almost forgot to mention that, people. It's a Father's Day special, so happy Father's Day to all the fathers and granddads and uncles and brothers and all that out there, including you, sir.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. First off, Ted, I would like to ask you, who are your influences?
Influences. I've got a lot of influences, but the major ones would be Mortician, Himdale, Last Days of Humanity, Postulated, Devourment, Dying Fetus. Those are the main influences.
That's very cool. A couple of those bands I'm familiar with. There's some I probably haven't heard it.
Yeah.
But I'll have to check those out.
Definitely.
How did the band Saprogenous meet?
Well, I was previously in a grind band called Knifewound for many years. We were on a little bit of a hiatus, so me and a former member of Knifewound decided to just kind of mess around and play some just unhinged gore grind. And it was originally just a studio project. It was just him and I with a drum machine, and Knifewound ended up kind of breaking up. So we decided to do Saprogenous full time. So we found our drummer, AJ Bergstrom, started writing songs immediately. We found our vocalist, Chevy Easter, about a year after that. And so, yeah, we've been kind of going from there. We kind of got everything formed like right before COVID hit. So that was kind of a big issue because we couldn't really play any shows or anything. So we took that time to kind of write songs and practice and jam and everything. But full steam ahead now.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about Knifewound?
Yes. That band had started in, I think, 2005 or 2006. That was from the ashes of another band called Age of Annihilation, which didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, that band was around for, I think, maybe a year, but the guitarist and I wanted to keep going, and we wanted to play grindcore. So we met Brandon Gould, who I think you know Brandon. He lives down there in Georgia, where you're at.
Yep, I was there for his birthday.
Yeah. So yeah, we had that band for quite a while, and then Brandon had relocated to Georgia, so our vocalist at the time had switched over to the drums, and then we just kind of kept going and had numerous lineup changes. Myself being, like, I think the main person in that band throughout the years as the constant member. We played, a few small tours and did a lot of shows, put out a few splits and EPs, but that's in the past now. So I'm definitely happier doing the more horror inspired gore grind, death metal type stuff. I really didn't get to do a whole lot of that in Knifewound, so that's kind of where my passion is in Saprogenous now.
That's really neat.
Yeah,
I know Brandon quite well. Met him last year.
Yeah, great guy. He's my brother for life.
Yeah, he's definitely awesome.
Yeah.
So I remember when I asked him, I said, "Hey, what do you play?" He's like, "Drums." I said, "You want to help create music with me, dude?" He's like, what kind you want to go for. So let's go for death metal and grindcore. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
cool. I'm ready for it.
Well, Brandon, guy, he's a hell of a drummer and a great guy all around.
Oh yeah, he helped me and my fiance when we were sick with COVID. So
Yeah.
my hat's off to that guy. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, let me ask you this, Ted. Do you have any favorite moments while you've been on stage? Like any silly moments? Like, have you ever broken a string?
I would say this is horrible, by the way. The last show we played was at this club here in Wichita. I'm not going to say the name of the club. I don't want to cause more issues than have already been going on. But when we were playing, one of our friends from the band Combat was kind of jumping around in the pit. I mean, there wasn't really a pit. This was like a fest that we did, and we were the last band to go on. Everybody had already kind of cleared out. This was like well after midnight, so there really wasn't a whole lot of people there. But our buddy Todd from Combat was jumping around in the pit, and then the overzealous door guy who took it upon himself to be security went and put him in a headlock. And then when that happened, our bass player Walker immediately leapt from the stage with this bass and everything, and just started beating up this door guy for roughing up our friend. And so yeah, that was definitely a memorable moment. I mean, I thought it was kind of funny, this guy's picking on people, and then you have this big dude jumping off the stage, to bum rush him and hit him in the head a couple times. But yeah, the club wasn't too happy with us about that, and we're still kind of trying to work through all that to see if we can play there again. But it's whatever. I mean, we don't really play Wichita very often just because there's really no scene for heavier like death metal and grind and stuff. I mean, there's really no other bands here besides us that are doing this type of music. So we prefer to just go play out of town or tour, or during the summer there's a lot of festivals. We're playing a pretty big festival in September down in Dallas. It's a 2-day fest called Gourd in the Heart of Texas, and it's got like literally some bands that influenced me are gonna be playing, like Malignancy, Brodequin, who else is on there? I think Regurgitation was supposed to play, but I think they had to drop. But it's like 30 bands over a 2-day period. So we're pretty excited about that. And I prefer to do that anyway. I mean, it's just kind of, we'll play here if cool bands come through that need a show, and we'll try to book something. And there's an okay turnout, but for the most part, the scene here is really kind of cookie cutter, rock, bar rock, cover bands,
Pretty much like tough guy rock and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's whatever. I mean, they do their own thing, and it's whatever, but it's not my cup of tea. And there's really no brutal bands around here except for us, so it's kind of very slim pickings around here.
I was about to say the same thing. You took those words right out of my mouth, bro.
Yeah.
That's funny.
There's some cool bands around here, but nothing like super brutal or anything.
Right. You'd have to go to Topeka for that, like Unmerciful Origin.
Yeah, Unmerciful Origin. There's a lot of cool bands in Kansas City as well. Garroted, which them and Knifewound have a big history. We did a split together, and then we did a failed tour together as well years ago. And they were originally from Nebraska, but then they relocated in the past couple of years to Kansas City. So it's cool to have them closer. And who else? Bleed the Victim is another cool band from the KC area. Torn the Fuck Apart is another cool band from that area.
I'm familiar with those guys.
Yeah.
I'm still friends with their former drummer, Jake Page.
Oh, okay.
So I know Jake pretty well.
Yeah. Troglodyte.
I met him at the old Shawnee days back in 2006.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I lived in Shawnee for a while.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
Wow. Small world.
It really is. Doesn't really seem like it, does it?
Oh, yeah.
My next question for you is, what gives you the energy to keep you doing what you do with music?
I don't know if it's really energy, if it's just I'm so like hyped on it. I'm so hyped on death metal, gore grind, and it's just, I'm 40 years old. I turned 41 this year, and I'm just like not even any intention of slowing down. Like I'm into it more now than I was 20 years ago. And it's just how it's always been. I've always been into this type of music. It's been my thing. It's been my passion. So I don't know. It's almost like second nature, listening to death metal, playing death metal. Most of my friends are from the death metal scene. It's just kind of a way of life, I guess. Some people are into like bowling and stuff, and their life kind of revolves around bowling, and all their friends are, through bowling and everything. So this is just kind of my thing. And, I discovered death metal when I was in high school, and it really hasn't stopped. So it's stronger than ever now, I would say.
It's really cool. I like that answer. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is your debut album, right?
Yes.
Which song?
We had a few demos.
Okay.
Like when me and Walker just kind of doing it like thing, and it wasn't really as serious. And those were on our band camp, and it's just us with the drum machine. But yeah, that's our first proper release.
Yeah, my favorite song off the album would have to be Surgical Tomb, and also Liquefied and Trails.
Yeah.
Those ones really stood out as my favorites. How about yourself? Which one did you find to be your favorite?
Probably Beheaded and Befouled is one of my favorites, because that was like one of the first songs we wrote together, like as an actual live band with a live drummer. What else? The title track, Festering, and that's one of my favorites. Deboned and in Paste Form is another one of my favorites. Surgical Tomb. I like them all, man. It's like trying to decide who your favorite kid is.
Yeah, it sounds like a jigsaw puzzle. Got to put it all together.
Yeah, but those are some of my favorite ones to play, and yeah,
that's really
fun songs. Yeah.
Where do you guys rehearse, and how often?
We rehearse at our drummer's house. We rehearse in his garage, which it can be kind of torturous in the summertime and the wintertime, because it's just a garage with no proper insulation or air conditioning or heat or anything. But it's cool though. We've been practicing there for years. We usually practice twice a week whenever we can, usually one day during the week, and then like on a weekend. So just kind of when everybody can get together. Right now, we're still working on writing for our split that's coming out with Rim Job. I'm not sure when that comes out, but that's what we're doing now. Is kind of, we have the songs written, but we're just kind of trying to get everything tight and ready to record here in a few weeks.
I can't help but laugh a little bit. You said a band called Rim Job?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yes, they're our brothers from, half of them are from Kansas City, the other half's from Lincoln. This band features, I don't know if you're familiar with Carl Dahmer. He's a really known artist in the death metal community. He's done a lot of t-shirt designs for Exodus, Exhumed.
Oh yeah, I know Carl.
Yeah, awesome guy, amazing artist. Yeah, I've got one of his. He gave me this Gore Streak cover he did a few years ago. So yeah, I love Carl. I love Rim Job. Those guys are awesome. They're always down to come down and play with us. Amazing guys, amazing band. So yeah, this split is going to be definitely sick. Carl's doing the art for it. I can tell you the art is fucking amazing. our hatred of nerd is apparent on this album cover that he's doing. So
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to, Ted?
I'd like to give a shout out to the other guys at Saprogenous. I'd like to give a shout out to all the sick horror freaks and all the crazy death metal heads. I love you all. We're all family. Let's have some fun.
That's right. Let's do this. Well, I got one last question for you, Ted. Do you have any last words for Underground Noise Webzine?
Yeah. Thank you, Al, for the interview. Thanks for reaching out. Definitely had a good time doing this interview with you. I'm glad you enjoyed the album. Can't wait to hear more of your thoughts about that. Look for us playing around the summer. We'll be in Texas in September. Have a few more shows that will be announced. Follow us on our Instagram for the most updates, and our Facebook. And I'll probably see you next month, Al. I'm going to be coming down to Georgia to visit some of my wife's family, and I talked to Brandon, and I think we're going to go see that. What is that? Left to Die tour?
Yeah, he was telling me about that show, and I'm going to have to miss it. I'll be out of town.
Man.
So,
well,
I'm sure you'll see me another time. It's okay.
Yeah.
Brandon and I both missed out on Suffocation and Atheist. We were talking about that the other day. He's like, I'm going to be pissed about that for a while. Well, it's the venue's fault. The venue told me when I called them on the phone, they said, oh, we're sorry. We can't disclose any information about why we canceled the show, but we're going to refund everybody within 2 to 3 business days. And I got my money back on Friday. But the funny thing about it was when I asked the man on the phone, I said, well, why can't you talk about it? He hung up on me. I'm just like, wow, what a shithead. That is just terrible customer service. Nobody should be treated like that.
Yeah. You get to do it like in death, but they're probably like, oh, it's just some stupid metal band. Who cares?
Yeah, well, I'd like to see them get up there and do it. It's not that easy.
Yeah. That's a bummer, man. It's like, man, if I don't want a fucking refund, I want to see Suffocation.
Yeah, it's like, can I go somewhere else to watch them? Nope, they're out of here already. Skip Georgia and went to wherever they had to go next. So I was disappointed.
Well, hopefully they'll go back to Georgia, because I mean those guys tour all the time. So
yeah. Plus, I've never seen them live. I'm 43 and I still haven't seen Suffocation. I
haven't seen them live either. They living in Kansas, man. Like nobody really comes through our town. We usually have to go to like to Oklahoma City or to Kansas City, but we are playing a pretty sick show in August. It's Undeath, Sanguisugabog, No Moss, Snuffed on Sight, and us. That's a local show. That's going to be a local show.
That sounds like it would be awesome.
That'll be pretty. Yeah, I'm hoping that that's going to be like kind of the catalyst to get brutal bands to come through here again. So hopefully there's a good turnout and we can get more shows like that to come through, and not fucking whatever bullshit they bring. They're bringing, I think, I don't know, shit like Clutch and stuff like that. Like, I want to see some unhinged brutality.
Heck yeah, dude. Well, everybody, as you know, this has been Webisode number 41. Keep supporting underground music. Support Saprogenous. Support Underground Noise. Keep your horns up. And most of all, hit up Ted if you want to learn more about Saprogenous and anything else he has to offer you. Until next time, everybody, thanks for joining.
Peace.